Fear. Have you ever experienced fear? You ever been scared? Have you ever ridden the Tower of Terror in Orlando? I mean, that's fear. Fear can be good though. Fear might prevent you from making a bad decision where you might get hurt, like jumping off of a bridge into a river. But fear can be bad. Fear can be a weapon. It was fear that was the tool of Adolf Hitler that convinced millions of Germans that the Jews were their enemies and they needed to be afraid of the Jews. That's what enabled him to kill 6 million Jews and take away the rights of all the Jews in Germany. But we also all experienced fear just a couple years ago. It was out of fear that a lot of us stopped going to churches, and our churches even closed. It was out of fear that we wore a paper mask 24/7. It was out of fear that we had arrows that would say you can go down this grocery store aisle this way, but you have to go down this grocery store aisle this way. I mean, that was silly behavior out of fear. It was also fear that prevented us from going into the hospital to see our loved ones at their last hours of their lives. Fear can be a weapon. Well, fear is being used again by the pro-abortion advocates and the left to say that because President Trump rescinded the guidance of President Biden regarding EMTALA and abortion, that women will die, women will be hurt. No, they won't. There are 22 states which protect the lives of babies from abortion, even from a heartbeat. And that's a good thing. But none of those states will put the lives of pregnant women at risk if they present to an emergency room. EMTALA. What's EMTALA? EMTALA is the Emergency Medical Treatment and Active Labor Act, which says if a pregnant woman comes into an emergency room, regardless of her finances or insurance, she will be evaluated and she will be treated. But it will not prevent treatment for conditions related to a pregnancy that might harm her. If a woman has an ectopic pregnancy, there is not a single pro-life state, pro-life law which will prevent or delay the treatment of an ectopic pregnancy in any way. If a woman has an incomplete miscarriage where the baby has unfortunately died and the fetus body and fluid and placenta are still on the inside, there is absolutely no delay or treatment of the needs to that woman. When it even comes to pregnancy, there are conditions where sometimes we have to deliver a baby early, preeclampsia and conditions like that, where the blood pressure is up and there's a condition related to the pregnancy where the mother is getting sick, and it's because of the pregnancy. But it is not killing the baby in the womb that cures the mother. It is the delivery of the baby. And we have babies that have survived at 22 and 23 weeks. So when you hear all of the news and all of the social media saying that because Trump rescinded the guidance of President Biden regarding EMTALA, abortion, and emergency rooms, that women will be hurt. No, women will not be hurt. In fact, even here in Florida, I'll read you exactly what the pro-life 6-week law says. It says, in reasonable medical judgment, the termination of the pregnancy is necessary to save a pregnant woman's life or avert a serious risk of substantial or irreversible physical impairment of a major bodily function, then abortion would be allowed. Because fear is not a component of this. Health is a component of this. So don't be afraid. Don't listen to all the fear mongering going on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Trump's decision regarding rescinding Biden's guidance regarding EMTALA, pregnancy, and abortion is not going to harm or hurt women. Fear is a weapon. Fear can be used against you. Fear not. We love that phrase, fear not. You know why it's important, and you know why it's mentioned 365 times in the Bible? It's because God knew that fear was a weapon, and fear could be used against his church, against his followers. So 365 times, one time for every day of the year, Scripture says, fear not. Fear not. Do not believe the hype. Do not believe the social media. Do not believe the liberal media. Do not believe the pro-abortion. Fear not. Women will not be harmed. My name is Dr. Bill Lile. I practice obstetrics and gynecology. I've delivered over 5,000 babies, and we treat the preborn as patients in the womb. If you have any questions, you can contact me through our website, which is ProLifeDoc.org. God bless you all. and fear not.